So today's match is versus a global 11 times Odette with over 17,000 matches. It should be interesting. Yo, what's up guys? How are you doing? So as I said earlier, this Odette has 17,000 matches on Odette. And I don't wanna be that guy, but don't you get bored after playing 2,000 matches on the same hero? Holy relax. But anyway, for those of you guys who don't know this, Valentina right now in this meta is a pick or ban. She's one of the strongest mages in the game. Like, with the current fighter meta, with all the heroes that you pick in EXP, even in this case we have a Lucas here on the enemy jungler, Valentina is like by far better than all of them, even played on mid lane. You don't even have to verse them on their lane, you just have to pick her on mid lane and dominate from early to late game. Valentina's passive makes you play her more aggressive than any other mage, and you have to do that because every time you hit an enemy with a skill or a basic attack, not only you heal 33% of the damage that you dealt to them, so like it's a free 33% spell vamp, not a spell vamp but a hybrid lifesteal, but also you get extra EXP every single time you hit them, and that EXP scales by her level. So as you can see here, I didn't have to do anything, I didn't even finish clearing my minions and I got level 4. That's how strong Valentina is. And with the build that I've chosen for her here, which is a bit of a sustain build, as you can see, even Lucas can't do anything. He's still level 3. I went in and killed him as if I'm the jungler who kept farming for the past 2.5 minutes. But yeah, look at this. I'm not even clearing my minion waves, as you can see, and I'm literally level 5. If you didn't notice, yep, there we go, level 5. And I missed the whole minion wave there. Meanwhile, the enemy Lucas is still level 3. And your passive has only one condition: you have to have higher EXP than the enemies in general to trigger the hybrid lifesteal. For those who don't really understand what happened at the early game, so I played a little bit passive because I didn't have vision on the enemy roamer, but the moment I went in, he jumped on me, so I used my first skill to heal and deal some damage and get extra EXP. Also, I managed to get my minions, and then it all went downhill for the enemies from there. I got more EXP than the enemy mage, I got more EXP than the enemy jungler, and since Lucas' ult has no real cooldown, it's only dependent on his rage bar, then yeah, as you can see, I can spam it every single time I finish using his ult and he's still alive. I can copy his ult again and go for a second round. It's broken. By all means, it's broken. The same happens with, let's say, with Phobius on EXP lane, with Sora, no, like heroes who have like a condition to trigger their ults, not a cooldown. What makes Valentina even better than them is the fact that you can use your own skills plus the other skills from the transform. Like, let's say for example you copy Lucas' ult, you can use your first skill, second skill, first skill, second skill, ult Lucas, first skill, second skill, ult Lucas again, first skill, second skill, and then remove his ult, first skill, second skill, first skill, second skill. Yeah, I'm not exaggerating, that's the combo. Like, imagine all of that, imagine spamming your skills like that. And the thing is guys, see, whenever I copy the ult from Lucas, temporal lane triggers, so I wasn't really paying attention during the game, But as you can notice, I can even spam more my first skill and second skill. Also, by the way, I survived there, so no one talks about it. But yeah, let me explain it further. So whenever I copy Lucas ult, I get temporary rain gets activated, so I can use it mid second skill dash or mid the phase of dashing in the second skill, get lower cooldown on my second skill, spam it even further, wait for the temporary rain to go on cooldown, ult, use the Lucas ult that I got, and which will give me another first cooldown on Lucas skills, and then the moment I cancel it, I'll have my first skill and second skill ready again. So by far, that's the most broken thing. Also, Valentina's first and second skill, to whoever doesn't know this, if you use the combo correctly, which is first skill, second skill, first skill, second skill, or first skill, second skill, second skill, first skill, you just need to trigger your first skill twice on the same enemy. You can CC them, which means you have mobility, you have CC, you have damage, you have spell vamp, and you copy enemy ults which transform you, giving you 3 sets of skills. Like if you copy, let's say if you copy Yuzong, if you copy Phoveus, if you copy Lucas, if you copy Sora, like any of these heroes who are in meta right now, if you copy fucking retarded Yin, I didn't want to use him as an example, but he's also a valid example. You copy them, you get all their skills plus your skills, so you have the upper hand in every fight, whether it's 1v1 or a team fight. And that's what makes Valentina terrifying. This, plus the buff she got on her HP and mana. Like, if you remember at the start of this season, all mages got their HP and mana adjusted, so now it's easier for Valentina to take the damage, trade with the enemies, use her spell vamp correctly. Well, I keep saying it's a spell vamp, but it's not. I mean, keep using her hybrid lifesteal or her passive if you manage to keep your EXP level ahead of the enemies, which I did in this game. Here, if you have noticed, I'm level 11, while the highest enemy on their team was Ixia, level 10. As for the build I went with in this game, it's pretty easy if you think about it. So first, the tough boots to survive the enemy CC, which as you know, the passive resilience reduces the enemy CC, etc, etc. We're not gonna say that boring stuff. Second item is the anti-heal, because they have Lucas, so expect some heal. They have Minotaur, again heal. They have Odette, so expect some shields, etc, etc. They have Ixia, so overall, and Alice. So there is no better game to pick the anti-heal item other than this. For the second item, I went for brute force immediately, cause I am taking way too much damage from this Lucas when I dive in and this Ixia. So I needed the damage, I needed the CC immunity, and I needed the movement speed and the HP. So brute force was a no-brainer. It's a good item even on heroes like Zwoosh and Eve, depending on the situation. The third item is Blood Wings. 90 magic power, extra shield, movement speed when the shield pops. So overall, a really good item to stay in team fights, take some damage, trade with the enemy team for damage. And for the last two items, it's first the Wishing Lantern, because as you see, they have too many tanky heroes: Lucas, Alice, Minotaur. And for the final item, I was in a bit of a dilemma. I was either going for Oracle, Enchanted Talisman, or the Divine Glaive. That's it for my build. It's pretty logic. It really depends on the enemies and the objective that you want to do. Like, are you trying to poke the enemies, be the frontliner, be the backliner, and copy like mage ults? Like, for example, let's say I was going for Odette ult. Then I would have went for cooldown and magic power and magic penetration. But in this case, I was copying Lucas, so I needed something to help me stay in the team fight for long. I didn't need the spell vamp items because of my passive and my management of my EXP level. Also, just to be clear, you need your EXP level to be equal or above the enemy. So at level 15, don't worry, if you're all level 15, then you can still trigger your passive. Also, I'm not gonna talk about that Minotaur ult that I copied and used it on the minions, but let me tell you one thing. That was mind games and just to tell the enemies even more. But little did I know that I had the darkest system on my team, which will you see later on the video. Notice how my HP barely goes down late game because of the lifesteal and Florin. Even taking the damage from Ixia, if you haven't noticed, yeah, I was taking the hits from Ixia there, still nothing, absolutely nothing. She didn't even manage to crack the shield from Bloodwings. I was going for Oracle here, but then I noticed that I still have the mana issue I've been having throughout the game, so I decided why not. Let's go for Enchanted Talisman. But yeah, that's what happened, so I still needed more tankiness. Anyway, I think this should be the last fight. Yeah, I think we wiped them out here. Anyway, look at my HP. Like, it looks like it's as if I didn't even have a fight in the first place. Anyway, I guess that's it. GG guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh yeah, right. I said I'm gonna show you the Dark System teammate, right? Yeah. In a few seconds, guys, in a few seconds. In the meanwhile, I'm working on a rotation guide for pro scene, and so yeah, there we go. That's the Dark System teammate. I didn't even notice we had someone like that. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next video. Johnny.